Welcome back, my people. It's your buddy Tactical. Today we're going to start the small size Machete shootout series. Now, since I had an odd number, I thought I'd start with 3 first and then do 2. So I'm going to do this a little differently. Whoever wins each shootout is going to be put to the side, and I'm going to go through the other ones, and then at the end, whoever won from each shootout, then we're going to have like a big bash of all the winners going against each other. So it'll be like the finals and shit. Another thing I had a problem with was figuring out how I was going to do this. I had thought about, should I do it by price, steels, thicknesses, lengths, all these different things. How should I do this? I was going to do it by price. I said, fuck that. We're going to do this by size. So we're going to start small to biggest. So these are my 3 smallest ones. Sog Junk Primitive on the top. That's a 9 3/4 inch blade made of 420 steel. Next one is the Kershaw Camp 10. That's a 10-inch blade, obviously, made of 65 MN tool steel. And the bottom contender is the good old Gerber Gator. They say different stats. I measured it, it's about an 11-inch blade, and that's made of a mystery steel. Okay, we'll start with some stab tests. Sog Junk Primitive first, since it's the smallest. We're going to do some, the hammer style stabs this time. Oh. Yeah, I do like that. It's just safer to stab like this than to thrust. I don't know, it just seems, there's a thrust. It's still working good. But with the hammer grip, you can really bear down on it. And that's actually sinking in freaking awesome. Time for the Kershaw Camp 10. A lot thicker blade on this. But still sinking in good. Doesn't penetrate quite as well just because it's thicker, but it is still sinking in very nicely. Now it's the Gerber's turn. Yeah, not as good. Still sinking in decent, but not as good as the other 2, that's for sure. So this one will be coming out on the bottom in the stabbing department. Now we're going to do 10 hits with each tool and see how far they get. This is about a 3.5 inch piece, almost 4, about 3.5. So we'll start right here, the Jungle Primitive, see how it does. 10 hits. Shit, was that 10? I hope so. Okay, now for 10 hits with the Kershaw Camp 10. I had one really bad swing. As you can see, I went really wide. But now for the Gerber Gator Jr. Ooh, good flex. Here's a closer inspection of the damage. There's the Sog Junk Primitive. Not bad. Kershaw Camp 10, yeah. That thing rocks. And then the little Gerber. Kind of pathetic. Especially compared to the other 2. But yeah, so first place goes to the Kershaw Camp 10 so far. Then the Sogfari, and last place again, the Gerber Gator Jr. Now we'll just do some downward strikes on this big stump and see how they penetrate. Do the Sog first. This is pretty dead, but still. It is sinking in nice. That's because I did sharpen this myself. I think that's half the reason this thing is just kind of rocking. But let's see if this 420 holds up. Ow, that kind of hurt. I'm not getting shock, but that hook almost hurt a little bit, even though it's all Criton. Maybe something just being a pussy, I don't know. But it is sinking in nicely. Kershaw's turn. Wow, I mean, I can just feel the power difference in the two. I don't know if it's the thickness or that freaking kookery style freaking shaped blade or what. But this thing definitely hits harder than that SOG does. And I don't know, the handles versus each other, they're pretty damn close. I don't know, I think I like this handle better though, with the palm swell and stuff. Gerber time. It's funny because this is the longest one. Because a lot of times, even though something's skinnier, if it's longer, it still creates enough mass and momentum, you know what I'm saying? Still generate the power. But this is feeling a little outclassed with these guys. And rightfully so, because it is, you know, cheaper. This one was what, like 21 bucks? The Kershaw Camp's $38, and the SOG's actually the most expensive out of these three, and that was like $43. But it is still chopping decent, you know, not too bad. I'll do 10 hits again, but this time I'm not gonna try to like chop it down. I'm just gonna do diagonal hits and see how far it gets. Jungle primitive again, start off with that. I think that was 9. Sometimes I forget. Yeah, I'm reusing a tree I already chopped down. Gotta keep, you know, there's only so many trees in the woods, so I don't want to waste anything. So I'll just chop a little bit higher. Kershaw Camp 10. This fucking thing. That was 7. Yeah, this thing is pretty damn badass. Now we'll just go a little bit higher. Gerber Gator. Get this crap out of my way. Now, a little bit right there. Yeah, kind of gay. Okay, close up of the damage. There's the old Gerber Gator. I don't know if that light is too freaking bright or what, but didn't do a whole hell of a lot. That's where the Kershaw Camp did. And down there was the SOG. The friggin' Kershaw took it all out though. That thing, wow. You know, this just proves the point that size really doesn't matter. It's all in how it's built, the shape, the mass and shit. You know, that's what it really comes down to. Next, we're gonna do a little bit of freestyle cutting, my favorite. And it's you get to judge the handling, you know, and stuff. It's not just, you know, if you get shock and stuff, but if you did have to use it for battle, it's nice to know if it has a good grip or not. So, sound juggle primitive. I already know this handle's kind of good for this, but let's just do it. Man, damn it. It sinks in so damn good though since I sharpened it. Wow. Yeah, it's sinking in freaking good though. I'm like struggling to get the damn shit out. It is very agile. I'll give it that. Kershaw time. Man, I like this handle too. It feels like it's nice. It's definitely nice. Which one's better? They're pretty damn close, actually, in the handle department. This one just seems a little bit better. Gerber. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not as confident, inspiring. I'm getting winded. Just doing all 3 of these in a row like that, you know. It's not, definitely not. It's not as agile, even though it's thin. But I don't know. That handle just ain't for this, anyways. And you're not buying a freaking machete to do this crap, but I just try to give it the full-blown test. Some people do this crap, and I'm one of them, so. So there you go, my friends. There's the first installment of the small machete shootout series. Kind of went as I thought it would, but hey, what the hell, right? You gotta do it for you guys anyways. This way you guys get to see what to save your money on, what to skip. You know, if you got to spend an extra 10 bucks, 20 bucks, if it's really worth it, then frickin' do it. That's what I think anyways. But, so that Gerber Gator, totally out. It failed in every department compared to the other 2. Or I should say it lost. Didn't totally fail, but it lost. The other 2 just kind of blew it away. So that Gerber Gator is just out of the mix. Now the other 2 were a little bit closer. Both handles were really good. Like I said, the Kershaw had a slight edge in the handle department. The SOG stabbed better, but the Kershaw chopped better. And then you 420 versus 65 MN tool steel. You know, it kind of comes down to that. And the Kershaw is actually what? $3-5 bucks cheaper than the SOG. So in the end, I'd say grab that Kershaw 10. That thing is, for its size, a little 10-inch, it's a freaking beast, and it's a tank. And so far, it's been holding up really well. This is the second test I've done with it, and I checked the edges on all 3 of these, and all 3 are still fine. So I got to give the crown so far to the Kershaw Camp 10. Hope you guys stick around for the next installment of the Small Machete Shootout series, where we'll just pit some other machetes against each other, and like I said, we'll put all the winners against each other at the end for a big shootout. Thanks as always for checking out your brother Tack, and until next time we meet.